the season. He prefers a long start straight, which this is, and he's not too fussed about there. We see him right in the centre of the screen in the green yellow, just above Neugbauer's name there. But this is how they line up, and you can look at that yourself. We just mentioned it a moment ago, but
apparently Chad Reed actually pulled into his pit lane during free practice this morning to tell his mechanics how good the track was. So that shows what a good time he's having.
Yeah, he is. He seems quite relaxed. Of course, in the press conference yesterday in the media centre, it was mentioned about the crash. I think one of the journalists mentioned it, but he just said, it is what it was. It scared him to death. That big crash that he had the other week, I think it was Southwick, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. But he was saying, he needs to get over it, and that's it. So we never mentioned it in the live show today. I said that to Brett Metcalf, who also came in at the end of the show, and he said, yeah, thanks for not mentioning that then.
That made a star of him on YouTube, though, didn't it? Just that one crash.
It's had so many hits, it's unreal. But look at the crowd out there. This is just Saturday. I got caught in a lot of that on the way out of here yesterday, back to the hotel, which wasn't fun. And not looking forward to that again later on. But anyway, we've got lots to look forward to today, Roger.
And there's people from all over the world here. Trust me, there's a lot of Brits, as you can see there, with the Union Jacks flying high, but really from all over the world to see what are the best riders in the world.
I can't wait to the main race tomorrow. Of course, quite a mouth-watering prospect. MX1 and MX Open riders going against each other, and we'll talk more about that throughout the course of the weekend. But Dave Nichol, our race director, down there with his back to us with the green flag, just making sure everything is going to be under control and gets off on time in around about 30 seconds time. And we are on time. A lot of German flags out there as well. Ken Roxon. Now, of course, as is the nature of the event, riders going to have different riding numbers. So obviously need to look out for different riding numbers. Ryan Dungey, we know, is going to be riding number 1. Marvin van Daal for Belgium will ride number 4. Tommy Searle for Great Britain will be 10. Cairoli 13. Reed 16. Porcel 19. And Rui Gonçalves 25, and the 5-second board is up. The girls walk out of the way. Neugbauer up the inside of the gate there for Czech Republic as they head off down the start straight. Oh, who was it there that gets a good jump? It's Ryan Dungey right at the inside, number 1, but he's got Cairoli behind him in around 3rd position. Looks like Reed there as well. But look at the riders that have gone down here. 58, one of those. That's Martin Barr from Northern Ireland. Well, from Ireland, Team Ireland. But it's Bobashev who grabbed the whole shot. He's there in second in red. He's got Cairoli carving his way up the inside, though, right on the very first lap at the bottom of the hill.
Team Ireland heading for the B final already. Again, they've done it for the last 3 years. They go through by virtue of the B final Sunday morning. Bad luck for them.
Well, they might get themselves up because Martin Barr will come through the pack, I'm sure. But there's Ryan Dungey. He leads from Cairoli at the moment. Bobashev 3rd, Chad Reed 4th. Who was that behind him? Was that Porcel on the Kawasaki down in 5th position? Well, yeah, it is. The top of the helmet, the red. And Tyler Rattray in there as well, 6th. Gonçalves 7th. Atsuta 8th. Leop 9. Purinan 10. And Tommy Searle round about 13th position as he came over the finish line jump. But look at Cairoli here, going for the jugular. This is a massive leap down here, Roger.
Yeah, Cairoli looked super smooth in qualifying this morning, putting in very fast laps and was the quickest out there. But Dungey, lot to prove, and well, who knows, he may well be on an orange machine next year. We'll wait and see.
Well, I'm glad you said it because I wasn't going to mention it, but there you go. But Dungey out there through that wave section. It's opened up this weekend. It was a tight right, tight left, and then jumped into it under the Monster Energy Bridge. But now, as you can see, it's a long straight. The riders pretty much doubling their way through there. There's the rest of the riders. The Sky Blue Bike 43 of Tanel Leop goes through for Estonia. Just look at the crowd as the riders drop down over that step down. Final quarter here. And then down past pit lane. Riders wanted to sweep out to square off to get a little bit straighter approach going up the hill. And there's Porcel going through the yellow of Chad Reed. Then the green Kawasaki of Tyler Rattray, Rui Gonçalves. And then was that the Swiss rider? No, it was a Japanese of Yoshi Atsuta.
There's a name from the past.
But the circuit in absolutely perfect condition. And Philip Poto in the open class. We look forward to him a little bit later on. But Ryan Dungey out front at the moment. In fact, these two riders went at it, and a good move there from Tony Cairoli, side by side. Is he going to square across the back of the American? He thought about it. The American read it though, and Cairoli loses that drive, but still gets over the step down.
Don't forget, these two had a battle at Franciacorta in the Motocross of Nations in Italy. They were going at it the whole time, so they know all about each other. And last year in America, Paul.
Colorado, Cairoli came out on top in the qualifying qualifying race there. But well, Ryan Dungey certainly knows he's in a race here, and bizarrely the 350 hasn't been performing as well in America as it is over here in Europe, and Cairoli showing there's absolutely no problems getting that bike out of the start and running with the 450 of Dungey as he bounces off the side of the track there, loses both wheels as he has to come right back into the middle of the circuit. Cairoli made a mistake through here on the opening lap. He doesn't make that same mistake here, and it's going to be, with 17 minutes plus 2 laps to go, an interesting battle here at the head of the field. It will give us some idea as to what to look forward to tomorrow. Evgeny Bobryshev there in third position for Russia. Then it's Christophe Pourcel for France. Then Chad Reed of Australia in fifth. Tyler Ratrev, South Africa, is sixth. Gonçalves, the 25, for Portugal is seventh. And Atuta is eighth. Leop 9, Piran 10. Tommy Searle making slow progress in 11th. And then it's Ninad Sipek. Then it's Lima de Ferreira. Watch this here. Cairoli squares off, leaps his way down the hill. But I'll tell you what, fair play to Ryan Dungey. He didn't flinch. He realised Cairoli was there, and he continued to jump over to the right-hand side so to avoid a collision.
Cairoli there hopping his way down the outside on the lighter, more nimble 350.
There's a nice line at the top of the tree in the background there as they come through that second corner. You can actually miss out the first wave and then launch your way in. So Cairoli may be doing that. We can take a look at that next time around. But here's Bobryshev in third position. No stranger to being at the head of the field in MX1, Roger, winning a Grand Prix and 3 motos in 2011.
Bit of a spoiler because Team Russia aren't really in with a shout this time, so they're spoiling things for Pourcel, who needs to get past quickly because the front two are starting to stretch away, and Chad Reed likewise.
Well, Bobryshev actually was saying last week that the goal really is to qualify. Russia haven't qualified in a long time. They didn't go to Colorado last year, and so the goal for them is to qualify and then to try and finish as high as possible. Of course, they've got 2 decent riders. Alexander Tomkov is the other rider, but for Team Russia, it's Sergei Ostakin in the open class a little later on. Not the fastest rider out there on the circuit, so he might be their weak link. But if he gets a decent race result, well, he doesn't need to today. It's going to be down to Bobryshev and Tomkov. There is Chad Reed, number 16 on that 2-2 Motorsport Honda, riding for Australia. Single, double, what's the routine through there? Doubling all the way through, it looks like, yeah. But Pourcel getting the hurry up now here on the Kawasaki, riding number 19 as he looks to try and find a way past Evgeny Bobryshev, the Russian. Fastest lap of the race that time around, Ryan Dungey at 140.9 compared to the 41.8 to open up an 8/10 of a second advantage over Cairoli.
Which is a lot down on qualifying. Pourcel was on pole in free practice this morning with a 138.1, so you can see the time's way down on what it was earlier. The track has got a lot rougher since.
There's that line doubling in. Pourcel doing it as well, but having to go all the way out of the bank. Then they can transfer it from left to right halfway down the hill. But listen to the French crowd out there. I mean, we could open our window right here if we wanted to, Rog, but we won't be able to hear ourselves think, I think.
The French crowd are expecting to win this weekend. They really are. They're expecting their home win. Well, nothing else will do.
Getting back to the lap times. They're coming down thick and fast. 139.5. Fastest man, though, was Cairoli, 139.2. That's a half a second now, the gap between first and second, as the Team French look on. Third is Bobryshev. Fourth is Pourcel. But Bobryshev a lot slower. He's already 6 seconds down on our race leaders. But here's the battle back up front. Ryan Dungey, though, will be no stranger to riding hard-packed conditions. In some ways, this circuit playing right into the Americans' hands, but also we've seen the French and the Italians, no strangers to winning here in the past as well. Cairoli has won here, so too has Pourcel in the past, but Frossard is the other guy. Go.
Cairoli there, you could see he had to duck his head a bit. There's some very small stones out there, and he's obviously getting some roost off of Dungey's back wheel.
There's some pretty big rocks out there as well, if you actually look carefully.
And there's a few riders out there very worried about chipping the paint jobs on their new helmets, surprisingly.
The crowd a moment ago in uproar because it's Pourcel who's gone through to third position ahead of Evgeny Bobryshev. Ryan Dungey's mechanic, Gosselin, Chris Gosselin there just hanging out the board.
Not sure what he meant there.
But Cairoli, look at him, he's trying his hardest. Watch Cairoli's line here. Is he jumping it? No, he's decided to sack that option. Sticking to the outside line though through turn 3 at the top of the hill, and Pourcel as well, not doubling in the way that he wanted to at the top. But Pourcel now going after Tony Cairoli. Well, if that's not a big enough incentive when you jump down that hill and see that big crowd, Rog, then I don't know what is. And especially if you're French and you don't get turned on by that, well, then you're in the wrong job.
And the TV camera and the angles do not do justice to how big these downhill jumps are. They are massive and very steep.
And Tommy Searle was saying that last week, you know, when we went to Fermo in Italy for the final round of the FIM MX1, MX2 Motocross World Championship. He'd seen it on DVD, didn't think much to it. When he went and stood on the finish line jump and then down through the first rhythm section, couldn't believe how long the hills were, how steep they were, how big the jumps were. And that's the nature of television. Let's just give you a quick rundown. There's Tyler Rattray going after Chad Reed. It's Ryan Dungey from Tony Cairoli. That gap just over a second between those two. Then we've got Paul Sell third, Bobryshev fourth. Here's the battle for fifth place. The yellow and gold, or the green and gold, of Chad Reed on that Honda. And then the Kawasaki, the second rider in shot, Tyler Rattray. He could be a spoiler this weekend in MX1. Gonçalves is 7th, Leoc 8th, Tommy Searle 9th, Matsuta 10th, Barragan for the Spaniard, for Team Spain is 11th, then Pyridon, Lima de Ferreira, Frederick Noren of Sweden, Neuberg of the Czech Republic, Schmidinger, Sipek, Bracker, Van Dahl and Hansen. They are your top 20. Just looking a little bit further down the order as we look at Chad Reed in 5th place. Oh, look at this. I thought there was a back marker just getting involved there when he shouldn't have been. But Martin Barr up to 24th position. And nobody else down there that shouldn't have to be in terms of the top teams.
And there will be some back markers because there are some teams out there who are not on the pace of these boys, so they will be getting in the way. Not decrying those at all, but they really are not on this pace, so they need, the blue flags need to be waved vociferously this time.
Well, I mean, we've had 4 laps complete and we're already in amongst the back markers, and 1 or 2 of them, I mean, just to give you some indication, 1:38.1 Christophe Pourcel in the free practice, which was also a time session, I guess, in some respect, and Mashari Abu from Q8, 2:29.11, 50 seconds down, and that's a Swede, Noren, going down, the number 73, Roman Morozov.
So now Leoc on the 41 there for Team Estonia.
Is that 20 or 28? Just heading down the
28.
hill. That's Grania, the Puerto Rican guy. Right, Dungey and Cairoli. It was 1.4. Cairoli, though, doing his best to try and find a way back up onto the rear wheel of Ryan Dungey. And fair play to Tony Cairoli. Lost his mother a week ago, of course, we all know. But obviously, I guess the best way to sort yourself out after a bereavement, something like that, is probably to go racing. It's the only thing you know, and you know, you can short-term fix.
That's what his mum would have wanted, I'm sure. So he's got something to race for this weekend.
Well, he's racing after that number 1 at the moment. Nice step down through there. Not as rutty as it has been the last sort of GP or so, last couple of seasons.
Big sweeping line Cairoli's taking around there. Do you see that? Real sweeper.
And turning nice and tight here. Wants the momentum as he comes over the top of the crest here. Going for the outside. Doesn't want to transfer. He's doubling his way downhill, and he's got the good drive here. And he's all over the back of the American Ryan Dungey. Their corner speed, absolutely phenomenal. I was watching them in morning warm-up this morning. The same with Blake Baggett and Ryan Villapoto, just from the point that I could get. And they're absolutely flying, these guys.
Just showing the difference, though. Dungey on the 450, which in theory has more grunt. He's pulling the tighter lines, whereas Cairoli, as you say, keeping up the corner speed with the wide sweeping turns on the 350.
But look at the line through there, able to hold it a lot tighter, squaring off. Looking for dirt here, though. Doubling his way through that little step on the way down. Can't explain to you how noisy it is out there. Well, Roger, you know, because you've been here all weekend. You know exactly what's going on.
Well,
we watched the practice sessions, and every time the French went through and the Brits, the Barmy armies, were out there in full force.
That's right, and the French announcers on the circuit are getting very, very excited as well. They're winding the crowd up, but they don't need much winding up, it's true to say. That was the downhill we said that the camera doesn't do justice. It's got to be 80, 90 metres from top to bottom, and they're just flying down there, massive. But Dungey, fair play, he's riding well, holding his lines precise. Cairoli's the one doing all the work.
He was the fastest man on track as well then, 38.2 compared to the 38.3 and the 38.7 of Dungey and Pourcel. Pourcel now just under 6 seconds, 5.8 down on our leaders here. He'll be happy with 3rd position, but at the same time, he'll just be wanting to try and get on the rear wheel. Oh, as he bounces off the bank there in the background. Pourcel, Chad Reed, still struggling to find a way past Bobryshev. And he's got Tyler Rattray all over the back of him. Coming back round to complete another lap. Right, we're getting ready to go down to pit lane. As the battle continues up front, Georgia Lindsay should be waiting down there. Here she goes, here we go.
I'm here with the Vice President of the FIM, Jorge Villegas. Now, at the moment, this is a great start to the Motocross of Nations with the battle with Tony Caroli and Ryan Dungey. The crowds are here. It's an amazing, brilliant start, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's a great show. All this crowd and then the big fight in the circuit. It's the best start ever.
Excellent. Will you enjoy your day?
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be seeing plenty more of Jorge Villegas as well, the Vice President of the FIM, a little later on, because, of course, here at Saint-Jean-d'Angely this evening, we have the Youth Stream Award ceremony just on the top end of the circuit. Of course, the fans are able to witness that. And he is the highest placed representative of the FIM this weekend. So he'll be joining the likes of Ustream President Giuseppe Luongo and Dr. Wolfgang Strub, the Director of the FIM Motocross Commission, in handing out those awards. But Tony Cairoli, that'll be the furthest thing from his mind at the moment. Look at that. What a great view that is.
It's difficult to estimate the numbers here, but it is massive. There's not an area of the circuit that isn't crowded, and apparently tomorrow is going to be even busier on race day.
Did you see Cairoli just trying to cut out of there a little bit too early? Thought Dungey was going to get held up there by the back marker, but Cairoli really digging in deep here as he goes after Ryan Dungey. Porcel still there in third. He's losing ground all the time on these two, but look at that line there from Cairoli. I tell you what, the Americans will have their camera guys out there showing the riders where they are losing or gaining time, and they'll put that right by tomorrow, that's for sure.
Dungey was running a helmet cam this morning as well, so I guess they're downloading that.
And so too, well, I think, was it a GoPro or was it one of ours? If it was a little one on the peak, and not the one that sticks right the way up, then that'll be one of ours. But Marvin Muscan as well, running an official helmet cam from our guys, which he can do in practice. There's Porcel. He's there in third position. Didn't get the normal fast start that he has been getting in MX1.
And as we say, the start is crucial on that turn because it can bite you back, as you see from Tommy Searle. Tommy down in 8th still and struggling to recover from not getting that start. In fact, Tanel Leoc has just gone past Tommy. So his lap time's not good in the 1:40.4, so in traffic. Tyler Rattray still behind Chad Reed, running 5th and 6th at the moment, so not much changes in the order right the way down.
Look at the crowd here on the left-hand side as they drop down that hill, the rebootizer one. Famous for Travis Pastrana. We call that Travis Pastrana's leap this weekend. Pastrana's, because obviously that's where he passed Roncada here in 2000. Turn 2 here, calling that DeSalles, because that's where he crashed on the opening lap of the first moto this year. Look at this train note behind Evgeny Bobryshev, Chad Reed at the end of the Phillip Arts wave section. That's where he crashed at the on the opening lap of Moto 2 back in June.
So where's the Malin turn? Is there one of those?
Never raced here actually. But today, conditions of the ground absolutely perfect.
It is. We've had a sprinkling of rain this morning, just a tad, and threats of maybe a little more today, but the race day is going to be dry and warm apparently. Very humid as well here.
Imagine if Bobryshev finishes ahead of Chad Reed now. You can just imagine the interview afterwards, can't you? I beat Chad Reed.
He is a good kid though, Bobryshev. Signed, of course, next year to stay on the factory Honda squad in GPs for the Honda World Motocross team in 2012. So he can go away and have a decent rest and then get back into training next winter. But look at the traffic. That is the big hill. It is huge.
It's a long way.
And Cairoli right back on it. Look at the gap. And Dungey had a look. Dungey knows he's there.
And I'm not sure if that was not Philip Neubauer, but certainly it might be Tony Mulec of Slovenia there, the rider in green that they just lapped to the top of the hill. And Cairoli trying to work his magic, using every inch of the racetrack, all the lines that he possibly can. And it is really a unique event, the Motocross of Nations, isn't it, Rog?
Oh, it's not just, I mean, you have, as we said, the best riders in the world all in one place, but it's the crowd. You just have a massive, massive crowd from all nations, all good-natured, all cheering their home teams on and just here to enjoy the motocross. It is a celebration of world motocross in one place.
49, that's Lawrence Freebergs of Latvia just getting lapped. Bit of a mistake there from Ryan Dungey as he came out of that left-hander at the top of the hill. The backhand just came round on him a little bit more than he wanted to. But he's just about to complete lap 10 here. He's got 3 minutes to go plus 2 laps. And so far, so good for Team USA and Team Italy. Christophe Pourcel as well, right in the driving, well, right where they need to be, down there in 3rd place. Although Pourcel having no answer for these guys, spending too long finding a way past the Russian, Evgeny Bobyshev. Chad Reed also struggling to find a way past Bobby, down in 5th.
Don't forget, Dungey had his first win on a 450 at the Motocross of Nations in Italy. Was put on the 450 having come off the back of his MX2 250 class championship, put on the 450 and came out on top. So this means a lot to him, this event. He's been on it for, this is his 3rd year on the trot.
Oh, we've had somebody go down here big time at the bottom of the hill. Wouldn't like to say who that was. Absolutely no idea. Not even from the colour scheme, but that's where Graham Irwin crashed in, I think on Saturday actually, in practice or the qualifying race.
So that's Irwin's turn, is it?
So that's Irwin's leap. It's Pastrana's. It's always Pastrana's.
Pastrana's leap, Irwin's turn.
There you go. Well, it was actually the leap. He just landed a little bit heavy, jumped a little bit too long. Hi, Graham Irwin, if you're out there watching, dude. On the road to recovery, of course. But Ryan Dungey continues to lead from Cairoli. Pourcel here in 3rd for Team France. Looking like he's backed it right off, has he? Yeah, 13 seconds down. 4 seconds off the pace that time around. Then we've got Chad Reed still there in 4th position. He's now found a way past. And so too is Tyler Rattray. So Bobyshev dropping down to 6th. Gonzalez 7, Leo Catesel 9. Martin Barr up into the top 20 for Team Ireland on that 350proper.com KTM. That marker just trying to hold a tight line there at the top of the hill, trying not to interfere with play. And that was Daniel Siegel, the German. So where's he in the race? He's 19th. That's Roxon's lead, for obvious reasons.
It just goes to show the pace of these top riders, because they're on it. And look, Cairoli suddenly back in the mix with, what will it be, 2 laps now, 2.5 laps left?
Something like that. But again, we've got yellow flags here. No, yeah, stationaries. So we're okay there. Cairoli, the wrong side of the back marker. Might be Heron Bracker actually for the Netherlands. It will be the 110 on that Yamaha in orange. Of course, the national colours for the Netherlands.
Talking of the Netherlands, hearing rumours that Mark de Ruber may be riding in the UK next year.
Oh, really?
It's a story that's going around the paddock. Many stories are going around the paddock this weekend, as you would expect.
Oh, there's a load. There's teams are going to be announced as well throughout the course of the weekend. I've been saying for quite a few weeks, this guy's on the move, that guy rumoured to be on the move. Of course, we all know where within the paddock, but obviously not legally bound to say so. But look at Cairoli. He's got 3 laps. It's going to be 2 when they come around this time.
And a clear track in front, crucially.
Just not as fluid through that left-hander. He gets all the momentum coming through turn 1 and going up the hill, but Ryan Dungey just does enough to put Tony Cairoli off his stride, and he's not quite fluid just at the final part of that second turn at the top of the hill. But he's going after Dungey here.
It's a strange circuit because there are places to overtake, but you do have to plan it, don't you?
And of course, the pace that the guys are travelling as well. You know, you have to be so close, almost like Formula 1 or MotoGP. You know, there are, like I say, plenty of places to pass. But you just have to be so committed, and you have to be right in it, right at that point of, you know, making that move stick. But you can't do it from back there. Cairoli just making a mistake.
Crucially, though, Dungey keeps looking over his shoulder. He knows Cairoli's there. He's checking him out.
It's the Belgian, Marvin van Daal. He's down in 16th place for Belgium.
Team Belgium, of course, decimated by injuries with Steve Ramon and Clement de Sal
and Ken de Dijker.
And Ken de Dijker, the 3 top liners who have put them on the podium for the last couple of years, all out injured, so completely wiped out.
And Marvin van Daal, the postman by trade.
Not many people can say that, can they?
I was
Postman Monday to Friday and Motocross the Nations at the weekend.
Cairoli gets held up. I actually refrained from saying in the press conference, will he be delivering a podium for Team Belgium?
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say that.
But at the top of the hill, that's Philip Neugbauer, the 125 there.
Ah, now look there, straight away, Dungey was held up there, which has allowed Cairoli back in because the back marker couldn't get out of the way, and Dungey did lose a few yards. Yeah,
Neubauer should have known better there. He rides for the Pfeil Kawasaki team in Germany. Has done a couple of wildcard entries as well in GPs. But final lap, has Tony Cairoli got something up his sleeve? Is he going to prove to be the first spoiler of the day? Look at the line through there, turning it nice and tight, gets on the gas, stays out of the acceleration bumps, runs it into the midline of the corner there, into the traction, and he's got good momentum here, as long as he doesn't make a mistake through there, which he hasn't. He was right on the rear wheel of Dungey through here. He's going to have a bit more momentum through that right-hander at the top of the hill. And if Cairoli gets a win here, that'll be awesome. That'll be a great little upset in terms of, you know, 1-0 for Europe or Team USA or losing one. But Cairoli messing up there, I think he's lost his final chance.
Because Team Italy are actually back in with a shout of a podium because they've got David Guarnieri, but also Alessandro Lupino, who everyone thought was going to be a weak link, had a really good free practice in the MX2 class this morning, inside the top 10, surprisingly.
The Ritchie Racing Factory Husqvarna got a load of new Get electronics on it, and a bit more reliability and a bit more power as well. So that 2012 model that they're riding, been pimped, as they say. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? We know Tony Cairoli can run this pace for 40 minutes. And I'm sure Ryan Dungey can if he has to, because obviously he's been pushed all the way himself by Ryan Villapoto throughout the whole season. Villapoto coming out on top. We'll see him later in MX Open. But Tony Cairoli proving that he's not about to settle for second position, is he? Even in the qualifying race. Lost ground there, though. But it's all over as the number 40 gets in the way. Antti Pirinen from MX3. He's 12. That gives you some idea. But down the hill for the final time, the checker flag goes out. It's a heat race victory for the American Ryan Dungey. Cairoli comes over the line in second. And a good race from both those guys.
Christophe Pourcel comes in a distant third for France in front of Chad Reed 4, Tyler Rattray 5, and Rui Gonçalves for Portugal. Good ride for him in 6. Evgeny Bobryshev faded to 7th place, the Russian, in front of Tanel Liot for Team Estonia in 8th. And Tommy Searle stayed pretty much where he was through the whole race in 9th place for Team GB. Yoshi Atsuta, the veteran Japanese rider, was in 10th in front of Spaniard Jonathan Barragan 11. Antti Pirinen, the last man to be lapped, was in 12th place, which shows you how fast the two leaders were going. Then it's a Smidinger for Austria in 13th, Neugebauer in 14th, and Ferreira and Martin Barr. Well, the man who went down on the first turn got himself back up to 17th for Team Ireland. So a brilliant ride for Martin.
Just looking a little bit further down, of course we'll give you the official confirmation in just a moment, but it's pretty muggy out there, Rog. Trying to pick up on what Ryan Dungey's saying to Roger Di Costa, the team manager.
Well, I think he'll be happy with that. It's the score he wanted, and Cairoli was trying for that race. He really was trying, and Dungey resisted and never actually gave him a chance. So good, solid ride there for Dungey. They'll be pleased with that. Cairoli, well, and Pourcel, who knows?
Yeah, trying to get a word down there with Francis, or Francis trying to get a word with him, shall we say?
No, Pourcel trying to get a word in.
I wonder how much time Tony spent on the bike this week as well, due to personal circumstances that affected his final GP of the season.
Probably not much, but did you notice there not a whole lot of contact going on between Dungey and Cairoli there? No animosity, certainly, but well, they both want to win. So, well, the gauntlet's thrown down by the current champions. Team America, number 1, first position. Perfect score to start the day for Ryan Dungey. And straight away, they silenced the home crowd because Christophe Pourcel, the hometown hero, the man really who the crowd adore here, came home in 3rd place. That's good enough for tomorrow, no doubt about that, but the home crowd wanted a victory.
Right, we're getting ready to give you the first official confirmation of the MX1 qualifying race. A packed crowd here at Saint-Jean-d'Angely. And it was a great race as well. Here, Tony Cairoli on the mic here. Let's have a listen in.
I didn't train so well last 2 weeks because of what happened to me and my family.
Yeah, not trained in the last 2 weeks.
I don't want to really get too much tired for tomorrow, and it was okay. You know, I make a small mistakes. And,
well, he's had a lot going on in his life, hasn't he, this week, so it'll be understandable.
Yeah, for sure. Speed is here, and tomorrow hopefully it's going to be better. Did you hear the fans? Yeah, they are amazing. You know. you really hard, and I really love the French fans.
Just listening in.
Colorless. But it was a kind of a fight between.
Yeah, if you couldn't hear, he said he pushed really hard. Well, we could see that. Fastest lap of the race was Ryan Dungey with a 1:37.7.
It's nice, the people can see the best of the world.
Right, well, as the fans make their way across the certain crossing points on the circuit, here's the official result for MX1, the qualifying race, the first qualifying race of the afternoon here at Saint-Jean-d'Angely. Ryan Dungey victorious over Tony Cairoli. Christophe Pourcel was third, Chad Reed fourth. Tyler Rattray, Rui Gonçalves, Tano and Evgeny Bobryshev. Wow, there's some great names in there in that top 8. Ninth was Tommy Searle of Great Britain, and 10th was Jonathan Barragan. Yoshi Atsuti there for at Japan in 11th, ahead of Antti Pirinen, Gunther Schmidinger, Neubauer, Ferreira de Lima, Marvin van Daal, Martin Barr, Heron Bracker, Daniel Siegel for Germany, and Nikolai Hansen. Loris Freeberg's just outside, but of course that might still be good enough to get his team, Latvia, into the main race tomorrow. And of course, we've got 107 down there from China, Jianhao Zhu. Let's go down to the podium.
Congratulations, Ryan Dungey, with that first qualifying race win, pole position for tomorrow. Now that battle between you and Tony Cairoli looked pretty fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a good battle. He was really putting the pressure on, and you know, he ain't a world champion for nothing. So he's a great rider, but great qualifying heat, a lot of fun. First time here, so it's just trying to keep on getting better and getting used to it. But can't give it up for all Team USA. And but like you said, got to try to get a good gate pick and keep moving in the right direction.
Well, now you're ready for tomorrow, so best of luck. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, obviously the first time Ryan Dungey has been here, and he said still trying to get used to the track, but obviously the more he rides it, the better he's going to get. So that doesn't bode well for the rest of the European guys. Of course, tomorrow is another day, but Ryan Dungey's work for now is done for Team USA as he picks up victory in the qualifying race. Are they well on their way to the top spot in terms of the qualifying classification as a nation? Well, Tony Cairoli was second for Team Italy. Let's go and grab a quick word with the Red Bull Tech Factory KTM rider. He should be waiting to speak to Georgia Lindsay down by the podium. Here we go.
Tony Cairoli, after a rough week, you came out there and you rode with your heart, and you had a great battle with Ryan Dungey there. Second place, is that still good for tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, like you said, I didn't train for 2 weeks after Galdo because my mom was really sick and I was there with her, so I lost a little bit of training, and today I didn't want to really do it too much because tomorrow I know it's gonna be a tough race, so it was okay like this. Maybe in the beginning I had some good lines better than Ryan, but I couldn't pass him. Then a lot of lap rider during the race, and it was tough to close the gap, but anyway the rhythm was really high, and I'm really happy for my riding, and tomorrow hopefully gonna be better.
Congratulations, well done, Tony.
Well, Tony Cairoli is here, and he's showing that he's ready to fire on all cylinders. He might be a little bit ring rusty, but he went after Ryan Dungey, one of the fastest riders in the world, on a 450, and well, he made the American work very, very hard. It was just a qualifying race, only about half distance is what to expect for tomorrow, of course. But Cairoli on that 350 KTM, I think there's more to come from him tomorrow. Well, we're getting ready to go down to speak to our third place finisher in the qualifying race. And of course, that was Christophe Pourcel. He rode for Team France, and we're getting ready to speak to him now. Georgia Lindsay's down there, and so too is Christophe Pourcel. And so are, what, 30,000 French fans at the moment, but just having a little difficulty bringing that interview to you at the moment. No interview with Christophe Pourcel. So instead, well, okay, here we go. Here is the interview with Christophe Pourcel.
Christophe Pourcel, congratulations, you're in third place. Ryan Dungey and Tony Cairoli kind of checked out, but you were definitely keeping up your speed there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a lot of time to pass Bobryshev, but then I was pretty good, 5 seconds behind them, and then didn't want to push too hard, so kind of stay away a little bit and get some rest for tomorrow.
Thanks, so best of luck in front of your home crowd.
Looks pretty cool, Christophe Pourcel. pretty much as we suspected, backed off. There was no point going after it. He got to third. He'll be pleased with that. That's a good start for Team France, Roger Warren.
Yeah, he looked happy. Now, that is crucial because this man is a bit moody. He is the enfant terrible, as they say, but he looked happy. So look out, everyone, tomorrow.
Some would say enigmatic as well.
Yes, he could, yeah.
Anyway, his work is done for now, just like Tony Cairoli and, of course, Ryan Dungey. Well, it was a win for Team USA.